Hi. So the topic my team and I chose was pornography, yet my specific aspect is the positive and negative effects of porn on its consumers. So the question I asked myself while researching my topic was, is porn really just harmless entertainment? Well, to start, pornography has started mainly through visual materials such as magazines, yet now, with the rise of the internet, several websites are available and offer these sexually explicit videos. Porn consumption has increased immensely over the years and has even become a billion-dollar industry. However, it's always remained a very highly debated topic for several years now. It's been deemed to leading people to have unrealistic and negative attitudes towards women, and some argue that it can even have more negative effects. On the other hand, now, some people argue that pornography can have actual positive effects on its consumers. In terms of harmful outcomes, the most widely known one, as I mentioned before, is that pornography can lead people, specifically men, to have unrealistic and negative sexual expectations. Several times, these videos depict women to be very submissive, while the man is the more dominant one. Male viewers then tend to begin to objectify women and see them as a way to satisfy their sexual desires. These videos can send out the message that women should be constantly compliant and be willing to fulfill whatever a man desires. Being inundated with these types of degrading ideas of gender roles can actually be harmful for women around the world. Now, for relationships, it's common for women to feel inadequate when their partners are very heavy consumers of pornography. It can make them feel as if their partner can only be satisfied by what he sees on the screen, and makes them feel as if they can't measure up to the women in these videos, which can obviously then crush their self-esteem. However, not feeling good can actually go both ways because for women who watch porn, they might expect their partners to perform or look the same way the male actors do, which is clearly unrealistic as well, considering that these men are paid to do this job and they're paid to look and act a specific way. Another negative effect is how porn can actually desensitize and detach men from their partners or for sex in general. Since porn usually depicts very intense and sometimes distorted sexual scenes, viewers can begin to feel dissatisfied in their relationships because they might always expect to get what they see on these videos. Another issue can be the possibility of erectile dysfunction. What I mean by this is that when men become so accustomed to a specific type of sexual arousal from what they watch on these videos, it can cause them to find it difficult to be aroused in real life sexual situations with partners or with people in general. So the worst consequence of pornography can actually be how it can lead to full out addiction. So this is what happens when it affects not only relationships, but people's work lives, their emotional well-being, the money they spend on this consumption, and a lot more. So now there are a few positive effects of that pornography can have on people. So for one, it can be the perfect outlet for one to explore and learn about sex, or even a good way to figure out what their sexual preferences are. So in studies, people tend to mention how it clearly encourages masturbation, which is obviously known to be a healthy way to reduce stress and anxiety and, well, just relax in general. Another positive outcome is that pornography can help people become more open-minded and tolerant of other people's desires. As porn supports LGBTQ+, it can help reduce the social stigma around different sexual preferences. For couples, it's actually widely known to help partners be open to trying new sexual possibilities. This can be a good way to reignite excitement in relationships, specifically long-term ones that need a little spicing up. Porn can also be considered another method or a way to spice up love lives, which is in the same way that sex toys might. It's also been studied that people with low sex drives can actually benefit from porn consumption since it can help increase their libido. So to conclude, for the positive and negative consequences of pornography, it's important to educate yourself and stay informed about what you're watching and about pornography and sex in general, but it's also important to be honest with yourself and your partner regarding whether you're becoming dependent on pornography. So obviously, if you realize or if your partner realizes that you might be dependent on it, it's important to seek a health professional if it's necessary. And even though porn can be a good way to help learn about different sexual preferences and desires, it shouldn't be the only tool for your sexual education, because it's important to realize that it is fiction, it is actors, and it's not real life necessarily. So thank you.